Hey, good morning, folks. I am here at my church. Just dropped my daughter off, and we're going to be having a nice little conversation today. Let's get started. Hey, folks, this is AJ the CEO. This is your first time stopping by the channel. Thanks for stopping by. And on this channel, we focus on tips, training, strategies, reviews, and builds to help modernize your media ministry. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. Alright, so for my vlog stuff, I have choir rehearsal tomorrow. So this is just how I normally do stuff. I've already printed out the lyrics months ago. I sent the music months ago. So the idea is when you come to rehearsal, everybody knows AJ runs a tight ship. So if you don't know the music, it's because you didn't listen to it, and it's very obvious that you didn't listen to it, because as well, even though I send the music out that early, I even sent out an email yesterday right after church, after talking with everyone who was going to be at choir rehearsal, reminding them, here's the music, and you know AJ is expecting you to make sure you listen to it. So let me get in here, and what we're going to do is I normally put the lyrics here. I actually need to play around with that. Come up in here and make some adjustments to the stuff that we're doing. So I normally print out all of our lyrics, and a lot of this is what I'm going to put on the screen, because we're doing a lot of like a worship medley that excuse me, that anybody can sing with us. So I'm going to put that in Pro Presenter, because that's what we're using right now, but ultimately I'm going to put it in, actually I don't need to put it in Worship Extreme, because there's an import process that will import everything into that. So save time. I'm going to add these songs, and then we're going to see what else we get into while we're here. Can't stay here that long. I have some other stuff I need to take care of, and I didn't bring everything with me that I need to work from here, from church all day. But anyway, let me put these songs in, and then we're going to go from there. Alright, so in my other video, when I was talking about upgrading and picking out parts for our video editing system, let me show you what I was talking about, the reason I was looking at getting an AIO. So as you can see, here is the Ryzen 3 1200, I believe, and as you can see, try and get it to stand up, you see this fan is blocking that memory header. So I can't put any memory in here. So what I want to do is take this stick of memory out, put it in our live streaming system, because 8 gigabytes is more than enough based off of what we're doing. And then this fan is going to come out. I'm going to have an AIO here, which will be smaller, and then this fan will come out, and the coolant fan is going to be right here. So have that strapped to the side, and then that will free up, and we can have more space on here, and that will work. Now what I want to do is, when I have a chance, is test, will the 1200 be fast enough to do live streaming? Because if it does, I will switch out the processor here, and maybe I could do that today. Maybe I should try and do that. I think I might try and do that. On second thought, I don't have any tools with me right now to do that, so I think probably maybe later in the week I'll do that. But they come and do write checks today, so if they approve my request for the funds that I showed you in the previous video, I will just do that when I when I order everything. Alright, so I've entered the songs that I want to be displayed for Sunday for the choir as well as for the congregation to see. Now what I'm going to do is I place the drive back in the SD card from Sunday that recorded the service that I did not do yesterday at church post-production. And what I'm going to do is actually record myself making the video, even though I do it for church post-production based off of what I did for Sharon Baptist Church the other day. I'm going to copy this over and I'm going to make the sermon video and record it so that will be placed on our intranet page as a training doc, so that anybody else can follow behind and do exactly the same thing. So let's go ahead over to our video editing PC right here, and I have OBS installed on here, so I'm just going to set that up to do a screen capture, and we'll go from there. Alright, so here is our current video editing system, which needs some thorough cleaning here. So this is our main SSD running the operating system. Here are the dual SSDs here that are running in RAID 0. And honestly, I would like to get another case. I don't think that's really necessary, but from the sounds of it, sounds like the power supply may need to be replaced. And like I said, this is the Radeon 470, really not being used from a gaming standpoint. It's actually been giving me a little slowness when I was trying to do some video editing today. I think that might be more of the processor, but again, the idea is this will go away. Actually, not just going to go away. All of this will still work. I can take literally this, the processor, the fan, the memory, and the motherboard, gut it, and put it in another system that doesn't need to do anything as taxing as this. So like I said, I could get another capture card, and this system would be more than capable to live stream, because this is exactly what we used to use to live stream. The only thing, like I said, is needed a capture card. And if we're going with an NVMe drive, I can repurpose one of these drives, or granted, we were going to use these as our scratch drive for editing, but literally I can take this drive out of here and put that in this system, whatever is built with this afterwards, and it will be more than enough. We would just need a graphics card just for us to get a display and a capture card. Now technically I can install Linux on here and put OBS, and that would work as well too, and then I don't have to worry about buying a license for Windows. And again, I don't need anything super major for a graphics card. I think I may have, no, I actually gave away the other graphics card. So yeah, so we have this. I thought I had, no, we did give a graphics card away. This was a little case that I had here where you could slide in an SSD. That's what I used to do because I was faster when I was taking this stuff home before we got the HD micro. That's when we were recording to this system. And then I have a USB-C and an additional 3.0 adapter that I added in here. I'll still keep that in place, but honestly, probably the newer motherboard, my motherboard that I'm going to place in here, has a Type-C adapter on it, so this is no longer needed. I can always repurpose this and put this somewhere else. This was another USB 3.0 adapter that I added that is not needed because I just didn't have enough connectors on this system for that. So that can be gone, that can be gone, this can be gone. We would still put this in the same system, but I'm just thinking about repurposing. But anyway, so I may, instead of getting two of these and putting this two NVMe drives and upgrading that system with a different NVMe, what I would probably do is keep that system the same, add 16 gigs of memory that was in this system, put it in there with the AIO. Then in this one, we'll keep this drive, but instead of buying two NVMe's, what we'll do is drop a new power supply in here, because I think that's going to be needed. And so we will get new power supply, NVMe drive, or actually, you know what, I can get rid of the NVMe drive completely and just, no, I'm gonna go with the NVMe drive. I'm trying to think long term for better performance. NVMe drive, this will save this up, so this is the same size. I can actually put this into a 3 hard drive RAID with that, and give us a little bit more storage for our scratch drive, and that'll be good. I have to do some heavy cleaning in here, but that was good. And this is a Blu-ray burner that we don't use at all, but it's there if we ever needed it. And I only took it apart because I heard some sound, and that's what it sounded like. The power supply was giving some problems. So like I said, I'm probably gonna have to repurpose some of the expenses and throw in a power supply instead. Now that I think of it, I still have the original Camlink, Elgato Camlink, so I could use that as the capture device for if I repurpose that system to go in the chapel to do live streaming. Just an option. Because again, I don't like throwing away hardware. You can, even though it might not meet the requirements of what I need it to be, it doesn't mean that it's not a good, viable system. So, I mean, technically, for like even the NDI system that I had to move, technically, I could take that and hook that up into the multi-purpose room, and then trying to run cables and all this other stuff, get a HD modulator and all this other stuff like that, I could save that, and then this can just be hooked up. And now instead of having to switch over to channel 40 and all this other stuff, all they have to do is hit HDMI 2 and it will be the service, just like how it was set up in security. So I may think about doing that since it's already set up to do that. That would probably be easier, and I think I will do that. The only thing I need to do is find the VESA mount that mounts on the back of the TV, and then that will give them even better performance when they're watching the service on the other side of the building. So I think I've done enough stuff here. I'm gonna take the lyrics down, set them up on the seats for choir rehearsal on tomorrow. Then I'm gonna head back to the house to do some work. And then I gotta, like I said, I wasn't prepared to stay here all day. I really wish I did, because that would make it easier for what I need to do. But we're having a little computer problems here, which is more encouraging about trying to upgrade the system as soon as possible. Hopefully, they're supposed to be here today to do checks. Hopefully I don't get a pushback, because if I get that, I should be able to order everything, and I may be able to get it here by Friday and be able to put everything in place like on Saturday or something like that, so everything will be ready for church. But that's a stretch. But let me pack this stuff up, get some gas, head to the house, and then I'll be back this direction to go pick my daughter up when school's out. Alright, so here's the TV in the multi-purpose room, and I've ran this conduit most recently. I've ran it multiple times, but it keeps getting hit, mainly because of this cart keeps getting knocked over here, and this has been switched out multiple times. So the idea is, if we remove this cable completely and put that NDI monitor here, we would hook up to one of the HDMI jacks back there and just mount the mini computer behind there. There is another outlet, so it can plug in right there. It can go over Wi-Fi, or what I could do is repurpose this to run an Ethernet cable to that jack. I would run the extension all the way here and up, so that hopefully people would knock it. Really what I want to do is cut a trench inside this wall and put the wires behind the wall, but I don't think I can do that now. But Wi-Fi should be able to handle that. I would need to test that out, but I think that would be a good purpose for that. I mean, because the computer's already set up, there's no point in gutting it right now if we can repurpose it. So I can mount it up there behind the wall, or behind the TV, or mount it to the wall, so nobody can really mess with it. No one can hit buttons and touch it and mess with it the way it needs to. And then they literally just have to hit HDMI whatever, and then they would go right to the service coming off of OBS. All right, like I said, I'm gonna go get some gas and head back to the house. I actually got an appointment at 1:30 that I need to be near my computer and a phone for, but I'm gonna finish getting all the video stuff that I did. Made a new logo for the Bible trivia stuff, put some sound effects to that. That's what I was trying to do here at the church, but the computer was acting up, and I think power supply may be going bad. But like I said, they're in there writing checks right now. Hopefully when I come back this afternoon, I'm gonna stop by here before I get my daughter, see if it's there. If it does, then we will finish and order up all the parts for our video editing PC upgrade, and we'll go from there. But on to the house. All right, got the funds to get started with the upgrade for our video editing PC. So what I think I may try and do is I might see if I can get this from Best Buy, because again, the alternative is I can get another 1600 Ryzen 5 1600, put that in the system, but that's the same thing that I have in our streaming system. The idea is, looks like locally I can get the Ryzen 3 3200G for $100. Now, yeah, the other one is better and it's only $14 more, but I can turn this around a lot faster if I get the 3200G, put that for our streaming system, because again, that's what I've been using already, so I know that that works from a quality standpoint. Move the 1600 into the motherboard, the Asus Prime, and build out everything for the video editing system. So the only thing I would really need to get is see if they have decent prices for the memory, 16 gigs of memory at a local store. Then I can knock everything out and be able to have everything up and running by tomorrow. So I think what I'm gonna do is probably pick my daughter up early. We're gonna go over to Best Buy and we'll see if we can do that. All right, so I just got a notification that the stuff that I was gonna order is back ordered. So that plan won't work. So what I'm looking at doing is moving the Ryzen 5 1600 to our video editing system. And I'm here at Best Buy where they have a Ryzen 3 3200G, which is what I'm going to replace and put that inside of our streaming system. The only thing probably I'll end up ordering now is just the memory, unless they have the memory at a decent price here. If so, I will get both of those here, and literally the only thing I need to really possibly get is maybe a power supply. But again, I may be able to get everything here at a reasonable price, and Best Buy does match prices at Amazon and at Newegg, so we'll try that. Alright, so here is the 3200G. I can get this for $5 cheaper online, but honestly, by the time it eats up all of the shipping, that'll be fine. So that's a good option. And they actually got the memory, the exact type of memory. Well, no, I was going to say they got the exact type of memory, but the speed is at 2400 megahertz. The other one I was looking at was 32. So the memory is not a good deal. Oh, they actually got Raspberry Pis here. That's cool. Overpriced, but cool. And here's the water block I was looking at getting. Alright, so what we're gonna probably do is get this processor, order the memory online to get that at that price, because like even these sticks of memory are not the speed. Like here, this is $100, but I can get this one, the G-Skill one, or the Corsair one, for about $20 cheaper. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this now, move this processor over to the other system, excuse me, and go from there. So it's late because I had some other work to do, but I pretty much just placed the order for everything for my computer. So after bouncing back and forth and doing a bunch of testing, found out that the Ryzen 3 1200, which is what we have in our ProPresenter computer, is more than capable of handling our live stream. So what I plan on doing is moving the Ryzen 3 1200 from our presentation PC, put that inside of our streaming PC. I ordered a Ryzen 3 3200G, which is now going to go in our ProPresenter PC, and then the 1600, the Ryzen 5 1600, is going to go in our video editing system. And I ended up ordering a new CPU fan for the presentation PC so that I can put 16 gigs of memory there instead, and then the 8 gig is going to move toward the that other system, the streaming system. And then I ordered another 16 gig, which is going to go inside of the video editing system. Now I was thinking about getting dual channel and just get 4 gigabyte sticks, which will work great for our streaming system, but it was like $20 cheaper than just getting 16 gigs. So double the memory for $20 more. There was no reason to go with only 8 gigs. So it's going to be 8 gigs in our streaming system, 16 gigs in our presentation PC, 16 gigs inside of our video editing system. And it's going to be a Ryzen 3 1200, a Ryzen 3 3200G, and then a Ryzen 5 1600. And I think that was it. I didn't go with the AIO, the water cooler. I ended up just getting a vertical CPU fan that will get out of the way so I can actually put more memory in our presentation system. So I think that worked itself out. And then also I remoted into the computer the Intel NUC that I left on, and it actually connected to the Wi-Fi. It was actually connected to the open wireless, so I moved it before the wireless cut off on Unify. I moved it to the security one that stays on, and I was able to connect to the OBS that I had left on, so it got a signal. Now again, I was remoted in, so it was slow performance. If I go and see it tomorrow and it's slow performance, what I'll end up doing is actually getting back on the ladder, running a line, an Ethernet line from behind the TV down into the port, and then try and fish it back to the jack, or I don't know, I'm gonna have to do something, but at least I know that it works, so I don't really have to get back on the ladder to fix the NUC because it's actually on the network. One other thing I found out tonight that I'm gonna have to do tomorrow is I got a notification that Good Shepherd, well, I was remoting in and I saw that Good Shepherd's computers are on, and they normally don't have them on, so I thought somebody just left them on. So I was gonna go in, update OBS and any other software like that, but they were actually live streaming a service, but their audio wasn't working. So I tried to communicate with whoever was there, they just weren't paying attention. So tomorrow I'm gonna be visiting Good Shepherd again, just doing some maintenance to see why their sound wasn't working and things like that. I'm gonna have to call my uncle and make sure that everything is up and running, so that, because they normally lock the sound system, so I'm gonna have to go there. So we're gonna be revisiting them again. I'll take y'all along with me, and like I said, I'm gonna be pretty much staying at the church all tomorrow because I have choir rehearsal, so I need to make sure I pack up everything here and get to make sure that I have everything. My baby's asleep. Just finishing up the vlog today, as well as a standalone video of what goes into setting up a media ministry meeting. I'm working on that. Then I'm gonna crash, make sure I pack everything, get my little one to school on time. We did our homework, she did a great job, and then that's about it. And thank you guys. I just hit 700 and Last time I checked, it was 705 subscribers. So thank y'all so much. We're getting closer to that 1,000. I know we're gonna do it. We're gonna hit 1,000 before the end of this year. I'm aiming for honestly November. I think that'll be awesome. Got some great, awesome things going on. So stay tuned for that. And don't forget, we still have the 2 church web design redesigns that I'm going to pick 2 winners. That's going to still happen at the end of this month to make up for the little snafu where I missed everybody's stuff. So make sure on the video, that previous video, or even this one, no, go on the other one because I don't want to look at 2 different places. Leave your church's name and their website, and I will pick somebody from that video, and I'll link the video up here so you know which one to do it on. 2 winners are going to win on that one. Again, I'm just designing it. I'll give the template and all this other stuff like that, but the hosting, you have to handle that yourself. All right, I recommend Bluehost, which I'll have a link in the description. Great pricing. I've actually been moving all of my stuff over to them from the church's one, from the other providers that I had, just because the pricing has been significantly better. But anyway, I hope y'all have a great night. Thank y'all again for tagging along with me, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a great night, y'all. Bye.